So in case you missed it, at E3 this year, every first-party game from Microsoft was announced as an Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. I mean, they might as well just coin the phrase Microsoft exclusive, because no matter what you're playing on, it's Microsoft who's going to be making that money. And all those games are now part of what's called Play Anywhere from Microsoft. So you buy the game once, and you own it across any device that's running Windows 10, or at least if you buy it digitally. So once and done. And a lot of these games are also going to feature crossplay between consoles and PC. And as I mentioned yesterday in my video about the Xbox One S, which I'll leave a link down below in case you missed it, the new controller features Bluetooth, which I think also means that you're eventually going to be able to play a lot of these games on your mobile and tablets. So I think they're getting that set up. And I'm sure some of you are probably tired of hearing me say this, but I gotta say it again. This is what I've been wanting for a long time. So I personally think it's great. I can choose where I want to play. Lately, I've been doing a lot more PC gaming, but occasionally I do like to jump on my console. And, you know, with this type of program where I can buy it once, I'm going to be buying a lot more digital games than I normally would for Xbox, just because I now can play it also on my PC. So especially games that are going to be like 30 frames per second locked on consoles, definitely going to be playing those on PC so I can play them and get my 60. So is this the future now? Are we done with Xbox One exclusives? And so Phil was asked about keeping certain games off the PC to entice PC users to buy a console. Here's what he said. He said he's, quote, not about putting content only on console to manipulate Windows gamers to go buy an Xbox, which honestly, as I told you before, wouldn't make any difference anyway. It doesn't make any difference. That's the way that it always has been, and it hasn't changed anything. The vast majority of PC gamers are just that. They're PC gamers. They aren't interested in consoles. They prefer the PC. They prefer mouse and keyboard. They could care less about a lot of the console exclusives because, I mean, there's plenty of PC exclusives to keep them entertained. And so he goes on and says what I've basically been telling you, that people who prefer consoles are still going to want to play consoles. Here's what he said, quote, the reason somebody goes to buy an Xbox, or I'll just say a game console, is they want to sit 10 feet from their television screen with a controller in their lap looking at a television playing a video game. It's a different experience from playing on PC. I'm not saying it's better or worse, it's just different. Halo 5 absolutely could be played on a PC. There's nothing about that gameplay mechanic that doesn't work. And when you think about it, most games are already on PC. And almost all multi-platform games are on PC. And yet people still buy multi-platform games on consoles. So this idea that people like to go around repeating that, well, if it's on PC, people are just going to, stop buying consoles. People are going to stop playing on consoles. I mean, this has to be coming from people who really haven't put forth any thought into their statement. Why else does Call of Duty still sell on PlayStation? Why else does it still sell on Xbox when it's also on PC? So these people just haven't put any thought into their words, or they're just plain retarded. So then he was asked why Halo 5 isn't on PC. He stated, quote, honestly, the answer with Halo 5 is I can take last year's game, rework it to go on PC, or I can have 343 look forward in what they're going to do. He continues, you could say I'm cheating a little bit by doing a half thing by putting Forge on PC because we kind of have the tools working on PC to see what happens, but this is what we did with Forza, with Apex. I said this isn't a full Forza game, but going forward, we're going to bring our Forza games to PC complete. So he's basically saying right there, no more half-assed first parties going forward to the PC. And I know some people are going to argue with me. They're going to say, no, there's no way Microsoft is going to bring some of their heavy hitters like Halo, like Gears of War, over to the PC. They're going to keep those exclusive just for the consoles. But as I've been telling you for a long time, don't bet on it. Phil was asked if there would be any ideological reason Microsoft might not release the next Halo on PC, and Spencer replied firmly, not at all. So I'm fully expecting the next Halo with all the other big games from now on to be Xbox exclusive. And as I've said for months now, Xbox, you have to think about it now as a service going forward for the console. It's where you can play Microsoft games on PC or consoles, and more than likely other devices coming soon. And we already know, because we've talked about this and covered this plenty, the console manufacturers don't make a lot of money selling hardware. That's not where they make their profit. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that Microsoft is looking to get out of the console business. Somebody wrote me the other day after the E3 conference, and they said, clearly Microsoft was leaving the console business. And I'm just like, yeah, they're definitely leaving the console business as they get up on stage at E3 and announce 2 brand new consoles coming out. I mean, my God. Anyway, but the money is in the software, selling games. And would you rather sell games to a customer base of like 20 or 30 million or however many consoles they end up with out in the market? Or would you literally rather have millions of potential more customers that you could sell your games to? From a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense. From a consumer standpoint, it's very pro-consumer. You buy it once and you own it across multiple devices, whereas every time before, you've had to buy the game again. So will this hurt console sales? Sure, it's going to hurt some people who maybe were on the fence and who decided to go ahead and jump over to the PC. But I guarantee you they're going to sell a ton more games than they would have if they just would have stuck with the console. So they're going to be better off financially. And I mean, again, I know me personally, I'm going to be buying a lot more digital Xbox games going forward than I have in the past. And that's simply because I can now play games also on the PC. And so whereas normally I would have gone for the physical copy of, say, Forza Horizon 3, which I think is a perfect example, or Sea of Thieves, now I'm planning on buying it actually digitally, which I didn't have much intentions going forward going digitally. But this does give me a big incentive to do that. Microsoft could care less if you buy a PC instead of an Xbox. I've been telling you, if you're on the fence, go build a PC. You're going to get your money's worth out of it. You can do so many more things than you can with any console that'll ever come out on the market. But if you're on PC and you've got Windows running, you're in Microsoft's ecosystem. And if you want to play their games, the money's going to the same place. And so that then gives them more incentives and reasons to continue investing in games. So look, overall, I know that some people aren't going to be happy with this. They're losing, I guess their list wars or whatever, which even that still doesn't make complete sense to me, because these games, if you're not a PC gamer, if you haven't invested in PC, you still prefer and play on consoles, then there's still only one console that you can buy that has these games on it. So, I mean, I don't care about list wars. I'm a gamer. I'm looking forward to playing a lot of these games that I've always been able to play on consoles, on my PC as well, with my PC friends. Because like I said early on, a lot of these guys and gals are never going to invest in consoles. It doesn't matter what the consoles have. If you're a PC gamer, a lot of them don't care. They're PC gamers for life. So I'm now going to be able to play a lot of these Xbox games with my PC friends. Definitely looking forward to that. Post your thoughts about this below. Do you think it's good for the industry, good for you, the consumer, or are you worried about this move from Microsoft? That does it for me, the Red Dragon. Stay tuned to VGN for the latest headlines. If you want to read this story and more, links down below. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.